Namaskar, Moflow. Yoga is for everybody, but not every pose is for every body. You're built the way you are. You have your strengths and you have your weaknesses. I'm built, well, like this. I have my strengths and I have my weaknesses. I try not to let my weaknesses dictate what I can and can't do with regards to yoga. But I also try to get out of the habit of favoring what my strengths are. And so my encouragement to you would be to try, to aim for it. If you get the pose, awesome. If you don't, but you tried, more awesome. So I want to move. We're going to work on the hips today. We're going to groove and feel a little bit better after we do this. But before we do, like I always ask of you, if you like it, hit that like button. Subscribe, please, and get those notifications. Maybe even tell somebody else about this, because maybe there's somebody else who's afraid to try yoga because they're afraid of their weaknesses. And you're going to see today that my weaknesses are going to shine through, but I'm going to try and get some strength in there too. So let's get to it. As you know, I like to move, kind of twist things, crack things, move a little bit, find ways to open the body up, get those joints moving, get that blood flowing. Just finding whatever it is you need to do. And it's so interpretive. I just want you to play with what, again, you've got going on in your body. We're going to, since we're working the hips quite a bit, I want to work on concentrating on the hip joint. It has a little bit of a hole there, and the joint, the hip bone goes right up in there, into the socket, and it can swivel or really not. Play with what you've got. One side is going to be probably easier than the other. But we'll start with our right leg up, rolling the ankles. Maybe we're even kind of windshield wipering, seeing, okay, so I can move this side to side, feeling it in your hip. Drawing circles the other way. And one great thing to do is to focus on something that isn't moving. Your drishti, your vision, should be at something that isn't going to make you wobble and fall out of it. Okay, opening, closing. Open, close. Other side. Shake it out if you got to. Just windshield wiper. Thinking about what's going on in here. Easy breezy. Let's get to it. Downward facing dog. Make it a walking dog. Still working those hips, twisting the spine a little bit. Pushing back, maybe even rocking forward to up dog. Back and forth. We're gonna walk our hands back into a ragdoll. And you can even adjust your mic my videos. So ragdoll, if you got tight hamstrings like me, go ahead and put a gentle bend in the knees, fingers in the folds of the elbows, and just relax forward. Maybe over time, and it might not be in this practice right now, but maybe next year you've been able to straighten out those legs. And if it's still a pain, you can also go down into what I like to call a sumo squat, but then it's more like I'm out camping asana and I got to use the can. So you're down here, you're holding onto that tree. This alone is a decent practice, but now let's take that ragdoll, sumo ragdoll, and just fold forward. I particularly love this way more than just the old school ragdoll. Place my hands down, and we're just gonna walk it back. Let's walk it to a high plank. Gentle rocking forward and back. Doing the unhinging thing on the joints. And then we're gonna push it back. Downward facing dog. Remember, I'm not gonna get my heels to the floor. I'm just still gonna aim for it. And we're gonna tiptoe. To the front of your mat. And then inhale, just lifts all the way on up. Going on into a nice little back bend. Chair pose. Gonna lift those heels up. Swing them back, just in the idea of unhinging still. Don't hold your breath. You can step back or shoot back to high plank. Make sure you get a little bit of a bounce on those bending in the elbows. Rocking forward and back again. And then we're gonna rock all the way forward. Look slightly forward. Lift the booty up, suck the belly in, drop down. Chaturanga Dandasana. Enjoy the pain, enjoy the strain, and then inhale, come on up. Upward facing dog. You're gonna try and pull yourself through your shoulders. And then lift it on up. Push it back, downward facing dog. We found movement. We took our dog for a walk last time. Let's find stillness. Tiptoe, or just kind of slightly step to the front of the mat. Inhales all the way on up. Last back bend. And if this hurts, bring the hands to heart center. And if this hurts, keep them down. Inhale, come on up. Open up. Swan dive, fold forward. One more time, we're gonna scoop it up. Drop the butts, lift the chest up, chair pose. Push on up. Right leg goes forward. It goes out. Behind. And way on over. And hold just for a moment. We're going to come back on. And then into that one-legged chair. Ekapada Utkatasana. one-legged lightning bolt. It's not chair, really. I got scolded once by a Indian student. She hates it when people call it a chair. And then let's come on up. We're gonna float it back. Warrior one. Turning the hips so that they click. And you feel that lock sensation. You're like a pelvic lock, just boom, right there. Knee is over the ankle. And I'll say it again, if this hurts, if you don't like it, hands to heart center. Hands can touch, hands can be open. But we're gonna just open on up into warrior two. Shoulders up, rolling back. Looking over your middle finger. That's your drishti, your vision, your sight. Inhale, exhale, it's gonna reach. Inhale, it's gonna exalt your warrior. I'm still staying low. Hand can be here, hand can be in a half bind, yogi's choice. We're gonna exhale, side angle. I felt my butt wanting to pop off the mat. I want to bring it back in. Knee over ankle. You can use a block if that's helpful. I would encourage you to do that. Find the level, the placing that works for you. But we're going to set that block a little bit over there, a little bit ahead, just so I can see it and touch it. I'm going to float back to a skandasana. Play here a moment, lifting the left foot up, dropping it, thinking that playtime with the heels and the hips. I'm going to see that block, and I'm going to get to it. We're going to simply find that skandasana, reset, stabilize. See the block, push, reach, and hold. You might not need the block, but I want you to at least play with the block once. Maybe you don't need it. And then we're gonna float back. Archer, pull that bow back. Let it go. Find the wobbles. I told you this is some of my weak stuff. I'm aiming for the weaknesses, not my strengths. I'm gonna come on up and float back. One more skandasana. And then a nice wide-legged forward fold. Again, here's our thing. Blocks can be here. Might feel good to sashay a little side to side. Because think about it, we're working the hips. Now we're going to quarter turn to the right. I'm in a low runner's lunge. A little bit of pumping the brakes maybe. And then we're going to drop that left knee down. Inhale, lift on up into Chandrasana, moon pose. A little bit of a back bend, definitely some hip flexor stretch. And then exhale, fold forward. Plant the hands. We're gonna just straighten out that left leg. Send the right leg back up in the air. Draw those circles if you need to. And then stabilize. You're gonna inhale that right leg up even higher. Bend the knee, stack the hips. Into a wild thing. Or if you have the feet together, flip dog. So I'm going to try and come out of this now. Using my core, turning into it. A little bit of a side plank action and then down. Right leg lifts. Exhale, step it forward. Low runner's lunge. Inhale, warrior one. Great time to catch your breath. We're going to think a little bit poetic, a little bit dancey for those hips. We're going to fold forward, adjust that back foot, scoop it or maybe crawl it. Warrior one, the other side. Chair pose. I like to think of this as a yoga hood ornament. Left leg lifts. Play with a little kick it out. Send it to the side. Back. And that reach. Twist all the way over. I'm still facing this way, trying to get a twist here. Floating it back. Remember, this is my bad side. So back, side, front, and one-legged chair. Float up, flow back, warrior one. Reaching over the knee now. Breathing. Breathing with purpose and intention. I'm huffing and puffing already, so I'm trying to consciously breathe the way I want to breathe. Inhale, exhale, open up, warrior two. Shoulders up, roll them back. It's like someone's pulling you to the back, someone's pulling you to the front. But we're meeting in the middle. Inhale. Look over your vision, your drishti over your finger. Exhale. Inhale, exalt your warrior. Exalting the warrior is just reaching straight up. It's like we're changing a light bulb. Hand here, or hand in a half bind. Let's see. Nah. Come out of it. I'm just going to transition from exalted warrior to warrior two, down into the side angle. Automatically adjusting my hip. And now I'm going to take a moment, straighten out that front leg. Just adjust it. I'm going to see that block. Remember, we were here. Flow. And just, this is the side where I'm going to aim, and I might not make it. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. And then flow back. With your breath, intentionally expelling that heat. Playing a little while we're here. Closing, opening. Internal rotation, external rotation. See our buddy, the block. You can see, yep, this is my sucky side. But I'm going to just launch. Well, I thought I would. Here we go. One more. Let's just rewind that. Because the other option is you can kind of reach around and under. Some people it's easier to same side grab, not me. Flow down. Wide-legged forward fold. Just a little bit of a gentle sashaying this time. Back to center, push the booty back. Inhale's a halfway lift. Exhale, quarter turn to the left. Find yourself in that nice low runner's lunge. Pumping the brakes a little. And then bringing that knee down. Inhale lifts on up into Chandrasana, moon pose. It's a little bit of a back bend because I'm aiming my hips forward, reaching on up behind. If this sucks, you know where to go. We're going to work our way to a reverse, a flip dog or wild thing. In a moment, open up those knees. You can have the foot touch. You can even sit down for a moment. Hips up. If the leg is one leg bent, one leg is straight, that's wild thing. Remember, this is flip dog. But I want to turn into a side angle using my core. So stabilize. And then turn. And down. Left leg lifts. Step it forward. Inhale comes all the way on up. We're going to get dancey, we're going to get fluid. Exhale. Lift it on up to warrior one. And Tadasana. So, you can tell by my breath that I'm out of shape or something. I have a hard time being a nose breather. I'm mostly a mouth breather. And I know that the mouth breathers, we kind of get a bad rep. Again, I'm working with what I have. I'm trying to work through using neti pots and things like that to help clear out the nose so that I can breathe in and out the nose regularly. So this is a great time to relax. If anything's in your practice and it bothers you, yoga can bring up emotions and thoughts. If something negative comes up, inhale through the nose. We can do that. And I want you to sigh. Just let it out. I'm frustrated with myself in a sense because I would love to just flow into this stuff back and forth. I would love to breathe normally. But this is normal for me, so I'm trying. Remember, I'm aiming for the pose. I'm aiming for the posture. Aiming for the sequence. I don't have to nail it. You don't have to nail it. And all I ask of you is that it doesn't hurt and you breathe. So I want to thank you. And I hope that you practice this a little bit, thinking about what can we do to get our body to the next pose. Think about that one pose to the other pose and that grace, that flow in between. So as you're working that out, enjoy your yoga practice. Enjoy your body. Namaskar. My Mo Flow.